The Los Angeles Lakers are no longer planning for the future quietly. Behind the scenes, the franchise is preparing moves that could completely reshape the NBA. And after landing Luka Doncic in one of the most shocking trades in basketball history, league executives now believe Los Angeles may only be getting started. Lakers' secret offseason plan exposed. Luka Doncic era begins, as LeBron's future, mega trades, and championship dreams shake the NBA. What if I told you the Los Angeles Lakers are preparing for one of the most aggressive offseasons in franchise history? What if the Luka Doncic trade was only the beginning? And what if the Lakers are already quietly positioning themselves for another earth-shaking superstar move that could completely reshape the NBA for years to come?
Because right now, behind closed doors inside the Lakers organization, there are massive conversations happening about Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, free agency targets, blockbuster trade possibilities, and the future identity of one of the most iconic franchises in sports. This is no longer just LeBron's team. This is Luka Doncic's kingdom now. And the Lakers are preparing to do whatever it takes to build a championship empire around him. From shocking trade rumors, to dream superstar pairings, to difficult contract decisions involving LeBron James, to a possible Lakers statue discussion already beginning for LeBron, this offseason could become one of the wildest summers we have ever seen in NBA history. So today, we're breaking down everything, every rumor, every target, every major possibility, every hidden detail, and trust me, some of these developments are absolutely insane. The Lakers have officially entered the Luka Doncic era. The Los Angeles Lakers have officially entered a completely new chapter in franchise history, and everything now begins with Luka Doncic. When the Lakers pulled off the blockbuster trade for Luka, it instantly changed the direction of the organization, shocked the NBA world, and created a new reality inside Los Angeles. Around the league, executives, analysts, players, and fans immediately realized the Lakers were no longer thinking only about surviving the final years of the LeBron James era. Instead, they were preparing for a future centered around one of the most talented offensive superstars basketball has ever seen. For years, the Lakers operated entirely around LeBron James. Every major decision revolved around maximizing the championship window while LeBron remained elite. But Luka's arrival changed everything. Now, according to growing reports and league speculation, the organization views Luka as the centerpiece of the next decade. This isn't simply a short-term experiment. This is the foundation of the next Lakers dynasty attempt. And internally, the Lakers understand that acquiring Luka was only step one. The roster still has weaknesses. The playoff struggles exposed major issues involving athleticism, depth, defensive consistency, and interior strength. Against younger and faster teams, the Lakers looked vulnerable. That reality has reportedly forced the front office into aggressive off-season planning. The Lakers know they cannot waste Luka Doncic's prime years. The mission is now crystal clear: build a championship roster around him as quickly as possible. And in Los Angeles, expectations are always championship or bust. With Luka Doncic now wearing purple and gold, the pressure inside the organization has officially exploded. When the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic, the entire basketball world stopped. Nobody saw it coming. Not the fans, not NBA insiders, not even many players around the league. The move instantly became one of the most shocking trades in modern sports history. And ever since that moment, everything inside the Lakers organization has changed. The franchise now sees Luka Doncic as the centerpiece of the future. Not just for one season, not just for a short championship window. They see Luka as the next global face of the Lakers. That means every roster decision moving forward will now revolve around one question: how do we maximize Luka Doncic? That's the mission, and according to multiple reports, the Lakers front office already understands the current roster isn't enough. Yes, the Lakers have stars. Yes, they still have LeBron James. Yes, Austin Reeves remains a valuable piece. But after the playoff disappointment and the brutal reality check against Oklahoma City, the Lakers know they are missing critical pieces. The Thunder exposed the Lakers' weaknesses. They exposed the lack of athleticism. They exposed the lack of depth. They exposed the lack of consistent rim protection, and most importantly, they exposed how difficult it is for Luka Doncic to carry a flawed roster through elite playoff competition. That's why this offseason isn't about making small adjustments. The Lakers are thinking much bigger, much more aggressively, and the terrifying part for the rest of the NBA is this: the Lakers have always been one of the few franchises capable of landing stars when nobody thinks it's possible. We just saw it happen with Luka. Now the rumors are getting even crazier. The Nikola Jokic dream is starting to feel real. Here's where things become truly unbelievable. There is growing discussion around a possible long-term scenario where Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic could eventually join forces in Los Angeles. Yes, you heard that correctly. Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic on the Lakers. At first, it sounds impossible. But remember something very important. People also said Luka getting traded to the Lakers was impossible, and then it happened. That reality has completely changed how NBA fans view blockbuster possibilities. Suddenly, nothing feels untouchable anymore. The idea started gaining traction because of several important factors. First, Luka and Jokic have a strong friendship. The chemistry between them is obvious whenever they compete internationally or interact around the league. Second, the Denver Nuggets have quietly faced growing pressure after repeated playoff disappointments since winning their championship. And third, the Lakers are reportedly prioritizing future financial flexibility. That detail matters a lot, because if the Lakers eventually clear enough cap space, they could position themselves for a historic superstar pursuit. The vision is simple. Pair Luka Doncic, one of the greatest offensive creators in basketball history, with Nikola Jokic, one of the smartest and most unstoppable big men the NBA has ever seen. Just imagine trying to defend that. Who doubles Luka? Who leaves Jokic? How do you stop the pick and roll? How do you survive the passing? How do you defend the half court? You can't. It would instantly become one of the most dangerous offensive pairings in NBA history, and the Lakers know it. Now, to be clear, this is still considered a dream scenario. There are still major obstacles to making a pairing like this happen, but after the Luka trade shocked the basketball world, NBA fans are no longer dismissing bold Lakers rumors so quickly. Around the league, executives understand that Los Angeles is always capable of chasing another superstar move. The reality of building around Luka Doncic. Even if the Jokic dream never happens, one thing is absolutely clear. The Lakers are fully committed to building the perfect roster around Luka Doncic. And according to reports, the front office has already identified exactly what they need. They want athletic wings, they want reliable defenders, and most importantly, they want a true lob threat center. This is one of the biggest priorities of the entire offseason because Luka Doncic has always been at his best when paired with an elite pick and roll big, a center who can catch lobs, protect the rim, run the floor, and create vertical spacing. The Lakers know that their current front court situation isn't enough. DeAndre Ayton showed flashes but lacked consistency. Jackson Hayes had moments but still hasn't developed into a dependable starting caliber center. And in the playoffs, those weaknesses became impossible to ignore. The Thunder attacked relentlessly. The Lakers struggled physically. And the roster simply lacked enough two-way athleticism. That's why the Lakers are expected to aggressively pursue upgrades. Not minor upgrades, serious upgrades. The Lakers understand that if the right pieces are placed around Luka Doncic, he can lead a team deep into the playoffs. That's why this offseason is viewed internally as one of the most important periods of the new Lakers era. Leaked trade discussions are starting to heat up. Here's where things become even more dramatic. According to multiple reports and growing league speculation, the Lakers are exploring significant trade possibilities, not small deals, potentially franchise-changing deals. The organization knows standing still is dangerous, especially in the Western Conference. Look around the league. Oklahoma City is loaded with young talent. Minnesota remains dangerous. Denver still has championship experience. Dallas continues evolving. And teams like San Antonio are rising quickly. The Lakers cannot afford complacency. That's why rumors continue connecting them to blockbuster scenarios. One of the biggest discussions revolves around whether the Lakers are preparing for another superstar-level move in the near future. Some insiders believe the front office is carefully protecting future flexibility. Others believe certain current roster pieces may eventually become trade assets. And honestly, nothing should surprise anyone anymore. The Luka trade changed the entire league. It proved secrecy still exists. It proved untouchable stars can move. And it proved Rob Pelinka is willing to take enormous risks. There's also another important factor here. The Lakers understand the business side of basketball. Pairing global superstars in Los Angeles creates massive financial value. Television ratings explode, jersey sales explode, international attention explodes, and the NBA itself benefits enormously. That's why league-wide speculation around future superstar pairings involving the Lakers never truly disappears, because historically the Lakers eventually find a way to enter those conversations. Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, Anthony Davis, now Luka Doncic. The franchise has always operated differently from most teams, and this summer may be another example. The Lakers' LeBron James situation is becoming very complicated. Now we need to address the biggest emotional storyline surrounding the Lakers, LeBron James, because for the first time in years, there is genuine uncertainty surrounding his future. Reports suggest that discussions between LeBron and the Lakers involve both timeline concerns and financial barriers. And honestly, this situation feels very different from previous seasons. Why? Because the franchise has clearly shifted toward Luka Doncic as the future centerpiece. That changes everything. For years, the Lakers were built entirely around LeBron. Every move, every contract, every trade, every timeline. But now the organization must think long-term. Luka is younger. Luka is entering his prime. Luka represents the next decade. That creates an incredibly delicate balancing act. The Lakers still respect LeBron immensely. He remains one of the greatest players ever. He still impacts winning, and his leadership remains valuable, but the franchise can no longer operate with only short-term urgency. They have to protect future flexibility, and that's where things become difficult. LeBron still wants to compete for championships. He still believes he can play at a high level, and he still commands enormous influence. However, the Lakers must now consider how every financial decision affects Luka's future support system. That means difficult conversations are happening. What kind of contract makes sense? How much salary flexibility should be preserved? How long should the commitment be? These are not simple questions, and around the league, executives are watching carefully. Because if negotiations ever become uncomfortable, speculation will explode instantly. We're already seeing it happen. There are rumors connecting LeBron to other teams. There are retirement discussions. There are whispers about possible sign and trade ideas. Now, to be clear, none of that guarantees LeBron is leaving. But the fact these conversations even exist tells you how much the Lakers have changed internally. This is no longer purely LeBron's organization. It's transitioning into Luka's franchise. And emotionally, strategically, and financially, that transition is extremely complicated. The possibility of a Lakers statue for LeBron James. Despite all the uncertainty, one thing remains undeniable. LeBron James has permanently changed Lakers history. And now, there are already growing discussions about what his legacy in Los Angeles will ultimately look like. One report revealed that Lakers Governor Jeannie Buss addressed the possibility of a future LeBron James statue. Just think about that for a second. A statue. That conversation alone tells you how significant LeBron's impact has been. Remember everything he brought to this franchise: a championship, global attention, massive relevance during difficult years, superstar credibility, and one of the most important eras in modern Lakers basketball. Even critics cannot erase those accomplishments. LeBron delivered a title, and in Los Angeles, championships matter above everything else. Now, whether the statue eventually happens is still unknown, but the fact that ownership is openly discussing it shows the level of respect inside the organization. At the same time, there's also a strange emotional tension surrounding the situation, because while LeBron's legacy is secure, the franchise itself is already moving toward the next chapter. That next chapter is Luka Doncic, and transitions between eras are never easy, especially when one era involves arguably the greatest player of all time. The Lakers are trying to honor LeBron while simultaneously building a completely new identity. That's incredibly difficult. And fans are divided. Some believe the Lakers should remain fully committed to LeBron until retirement. Others believe the franchise must aggressively prioritize Luka's timeline immediately. There's no easy answer, but one thing is certain. This offseason will shape how both eras are remembered. Why the Oklahoma City Thunder changed everything for the Lakers. The playoff series against Oklahoma City may have permanently changed the Lakers' offseason strategy, because the Thunder exposed every major weakness: the speed gap, the athleticism gap, the defensive intensity gap, the depth gap. The Lakers realize they are not close enough yet. That realization matters. Sometimes playoff losses force organizations to face uncomfortable truths. And for the Lakers, the Thunder series revealed that star power alone isn't enough anymore. Modern NBA contenders need depth, versatility, athletic defenders, rim protection, reliable shooting, transition speed. The Thunder had all of it. The Lakers didn't. That's why insiders believe Los Angeles could become one of the most aggressive teams of the offseason. The front office now understands the urgency. Luka Doncic cannot waste years carrying incomplete rosters, especially after the franchise sacrificed so much to acquire him. That means the Lakers may become willing to trade future assets, move popular players, take financial risks, and pursue uncomfortable roster changes because championships require sacrifice. And after seeing Oklahoma City's rise, the Lakers know the West is only becoming harder. Standing still would be a disaster. Inside the Lakers' long-term master plan, if you step back and look at everything happening right now, a larger picture begins to emerge. The Lakers appear to be executing a long-term superstar strategy. Step 1 was acquiring Luka Doncic. Step 2 is building a competitive roster around him immediately. Step 3 may involve preserving enough flexibility for another major superstar addition later. That's why every contract matters. Every trade matters. Every free agency decision matters. The Lakers are trying to balance two timelines simultaneously, compete now, but also dominate later. That's not easy, especially with LeBron still on the roster. But internally, the organization seems determined to avoid becoming trapped in mediocrity. They don't want short-term playoff appearances. They want another dynasty. And Luka Doncic gives them a realistic pathway toward that dream. He's globally marketable. He's still young. He's already proven he can dominate playoff basketball. And he's exactly the type of superstar the Lakers traditionally build around. The franchise understands this opportunity is massive. That's why this offseason feels different. This isn't random roster tweaking. This is franchise-defining decision-making. The NBA is officially terrified of what the Lakers could become around the league. There's a growing feeling that the Lakers are only getting started. And honestly, that should terrify everyone, because despite all the criticism, despite the playoff disappointment, despite the roster flaws, the Lakers still possess something most franchises can never replicate: superstar gravity. Elite players want to play in Los Angeles. That has always mattered, and it still matters today. Now combine that with Luka Doncic, one of the most talented offensive players on earth. Suddenly the Lakers become even more attractive. Veterans want to join contenders. Role players want open shots from Luka passes. Stars want big markets, and the Lakers provide all of it. That's why rumors will continue. Every superstar situation, every unhappy player, every contract dispute, the Lakers will always be mentioned. And after pulling off the Luka trade, rival fan bases no longer feel safe dismissing those rumors, because after the Luka trade, no rumor involving the Lakers feels completely impossible anymore. And that's exactly why the rest of the NBA is watching Los Angeles so carefully right now. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think the Lakers should go all in around Luka Doncic immediately? Would you trade major assets for another superstar? Do you believe LeBron James finishes his career in Los Angeles? And if the impossible somehow became possible, would a Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic duo become the greatest offensive pairing in NBA history? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you subscribe to Lakers Daily Hub for more Lakers news, trade rumors, offseason updates, and breaking NBA stories every single day. Because this offseason is just getting started, and trust me, the biggest headlines may still be coming. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think the Lakers should go all in around Luka Doncic immediately? Would you trade major assets for another superstar? Do you believe LeBron James finishes his career in Los Angeles? And if the impossible somehow became possible, would a Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic duo become the greatest offensive pairing in NBA history? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you subscribe to Lakers Daily Hub for more Lakers news, trade rumors, off-season updates, and breaking NBA stories every single day. Because this off-season is just getting started. And trust me, the biggest headlines may still be coming.